Alright guys, so hi, welcome, what's up? I'm going to do a little Q&A. Excuse me, please stop thumping our windows. So, I'm gonna do a little Q&A today. I'm actually about to go inside and get a snack because I'm getting kind of hungry, so just going to take y'all along with, even though my phone's about to die, so just gonna go in and get a snack because I'm a little hungry. It's been since like 10 that I ate, so yeah, it's been about 4 hours, so I'm gonna get a snack, and then whenever I don't finish, I'll just snack on later. So I'm gonna snack and film a Q&A. A little snack Q&A. is about all I can say. So we're gonna get the $10 out of my husband's wallet, and I'll explain to you guys what type of Q&A we're doing in a minute. But let's go inside and let's get a snack, because I'm freaking hungry. And he left me a sotorita. Also, I made a video earlier. It was a voiceover, of something to do with Janaya, so if you guys have not, go watch that. I need to get our keys out of the ignition before somebody hightails our car. Oh. But I'm just gonna do something and then I'm gonna lock the doors because I don't want somebody taking off with the car. The car's expensive. I mean, car's expensive because it's a 2020, so yeah, it's pretty expensive. But just gonna go inside because, like I said, we haven't eaten in like 4 hours.
Hi, you here to pick up an order?
I'm here to order.
Okay, give me a second. What's your name?
I just get a spicy ghost pepper sandwich.
A spicy what, hon?
A spicy ghost pepper.
Just the ghost pepper sandwich or bacon and cheese?
I'll just do the spicy ghost pepper sandwich.
Just the ghost pepper sandwich.
Yeah.
$5.29?
Pablo? What was it? Pablo?
$171, you want a receipt?
Thank you. No, thank you.
She likes you, I don't like you. Es que quiere algo. Ya like you, man. I like you, man. Porque quiere algo.
Yo quiero algo más suave.
Hey, ¿qué es eso?
Gracias.
Nomás esperando los ghost pepper. Hi, can I help you?
I will have chicken sandwich, the ghost pepper one.
Just a sandwich only?
Yes, and 2 thighs.
Classic or spicy?
Spicy.
There you go. Thank you. How many fish?
$12.91.
So apparently my husband is working this front, and I have mushroom arms, so I can barely open heavy doors. Also, I'm gonna do a quick video shot because I've lost a lot of weight since I had the baby. So I'll do a little body shop for you guys. I thought I literally just lost our car keys, but they're in my pocket. Okay, now we got the wind blowing my hair every which sort of direction, so we love that. So, if you guys don't know, I had a kid 6 months ago. Okay. I do still have some baby weight, but I'm looking good for being 6 months postpartum. My daughter's dad was actually the one who made the food, so he he knew what I like, so, out of, yo, this is how you can tell that I am so unhealthy, by that. So, 6-month postpartum body shot. So I am pretty skinny for the most part. But other than that, here's what the stomach is looking like. I do have stretch marks. Pretty typical. I have no clue why that's there. But I do still have quite a bit of baby weight, which is completely fine. I'm not mad about it. Anyway, I do have to put... This stuff is really kind of getting squished over here. So, their food here is freaking expensive. Oh my god. It would have honestly been nice if I could have used my husband's discount, but I couldn't. We are gonna have a date night tonight. I am so excited. I cannot wait to have a date night. Like, I am so sick of people being up our asses. Like, let me tell y'all something. I hardly ever get date night with my husband, okay? Let me have a date night with him for one time. Also, here's our change jar. She's looking a little thick and fat full of money. I need to lock my door before somebody comes and kidnaps me. That would be pretty scary. But I'm also going to put the $4 in his wallet. I'm gonna eat this after I do the Q&A, but it'll just sit next to me. So, I mean, some of the people who work here, they're pretty nice, but, like, I'm just not a people person, so it was really awkward, because I wasn't about to be like, oh, yeah, I need this, but I'm not a people person. They're really nice here, so that's all I can say is Popeye employees are very nice. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys a little Q&A. So the reason I did like the Q&A is because y'all probably be sick of me being fake as hell, and today I'm gonna be real as hell and give you guys a Q&A that y'all deserve. Shiz. So, we're gonna start with pregnancy related questions, and so I am going to start with pregnancy related questions and then birth related questions. So the first question is, what was your initial reaction when you found out you were pregnant with Janiyah? I was in shock. I did not expect to get pregnant so fast. But I was not feeling well for a little while. I took a pregnancy test. I took multiple tests, and they were all positive. Very strong lines that they were positive. And so, it was very shocking, and it looks like we're gonna get another round of rain, which I think we are. I'm just not sure. Question number 2. How did you share the news with your fiance and family members? So that's a good question. I didn't tell my family because I wanted to tell my family in a very cutesy, shocky, surprisey type of way, but somebody at my old job just had to run that because I had to quit working because I was high risk. But somebody just had to squawk to my mother. So I really was not thrilled about that. But my fiance already had a gut feeling that we were pregnant, we were expecting, and he was right. What was some of the most surprising symptoms you experienced during pregnancy? Extreme morning sickness. Like, I was so sick that I ended up in the hospital. That is, like, definitely something I will never, ever forget. Was being hospitalized because I was not able to keep food down or water, and I passed out. So, that's that. Also, the reason I'm saving this is because I'm gonna film a video with this. So, that's why. Only, I didn't get the cheese or bacon. I just got the regular ghost pepper, because for some reason, I had enough bacon for a little while that I'm kind of sick of bacon. And I'm kind of sick of cheese, because I literally just ate cheese this morning. But the other symptom that was surprising to me is when she kicked, she didn't just kick down here. This girl, y'all, literally kicked here, 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 and this rib. So she kicked me more in the ribs and punched me more in the ribs. But she also punched me in the bladder, which, I mean, she kicked me in the bladder. And when she kicked me in the bladder, whew, ouch. All I have to say, ow. That hurt like a motherfucker. So yeah, those are the most two surprising things and painful contractions also. Question number 4. How did you stay healthy and active during your pregnancy? So I do want to say, for any expecting mamas who are able to stay active throughout their pregnancy, they're very lucky, but I was not. I literally, if I stood up, I threw up. If I ate a certain food, I would throw it back up. I would pretty much throw up anything that I tried to eat during my pregnancy. If it was a salad, I would get sick. I could not keep anything down but McDonald's, pop, and Culver's. And I had to have pop with every meal. Like, I had to have pop so much, and if I drank water, I'd throw it right back up, to where I actually had to bring the situation to my OBGYN, and they're like, yeah, you're not supposed to be throwing up water when you're pregnant, so we're gonna have to figure that out. So that was pretty cray-cray. What were some of your favorite pregnancy-related moments or milestones? So, my most favorite related moments and milestones? I would definitely say when she moved for the first time, when I felt her move, when I felt her kick, when I felt her punch, when we heard her heartbeat. Oh my god. Like, my heart literally was beating so fast because I thought for sure I was gonna get told, oh yeah, your child didn't make it. But there was one point in my pregnancy where they had to schedule an emergency ultrasound because they didn't know where baby was. So that was pretty scary. They were worried about baby towards the end of my pregnancy, and they're like, yeah, we have to do an ultrasound, like, as soon as possible because we're struggling to feel baby. And that was, like, really scary. So to any mamas, if you go through that, please comment down below. My thoughts are with you, and I hope you the best. If that is the case, it is the worst. But milestones is she was happy, she was healthy. She came in the month that she was due, which she was due September. 12th. She came September 8th. So that was a milestone for me to be able to carry a baby to 39 weeks. If I would have carried to my due date, I would have been 40 weeks officially, but I went into labor when I was 39 weeks and 9 days pregnant. No. I went into labor at 39 weeks and 6 days pregnant. So, pretty scary. I did not know I was in labor for 3 hours, and I could not figure out what the pain was until I stood up and I thought my daughter was coming out of me standing up. At that point, I was like holding the handle up here and I was like shaking it. I was in so much pain. I was just like shaking the thing on that side of the car. Okay. So that's all of the pregnancy related questions. There was only 5, and now I'm going to move on to the birth related questions. It just thundered out. I might have to roll up our windows because it's starting to thunder, which normally if it thunders where I live, that means it's also going to rain. So, what was your birth plan, and did everything go as expected? So, I was initially going to have a C-section with my daughter, but we decided, because we didn't want anybody to know, and my boyfriend told people, because I wanted her birth to be a surprise. I wanted to be, when she was born, a surprise, but y'all, I gotta roll up the windows. It's starting to rain. But it's also storming, so. But, I was going to initially have a C-section, and to the people that we had problems with, we no longer have problems with. I was able to talk to them and squash it all. And now, like, everybody's fine, everybody gets along, we're not having issues anymore. And so I ended up having a VBAC birth, which is a vaginal back. I ended up having a vaginal birth. So basically I pushed my baby out. But my pregnancy did my birth went as expected. It went smooth. It went soft. I have no complaints about my birth. Everybody on call the night that I gave birth was amazing. They were so sweet. They were so kind. They were so friendly. And my birth was amazing. I did tear a little bit. They said my minor tearing was normal for my first baby. It's better than having an episiotomy. If you guys don't know what an episiotomy is, it is where they cut you to your booty. But instead, my body did its thing, it stretched, and my daughter tore me herself. If that makes sense. So, it's storming out, you guys. This is like perfect time to film. How did you prepare for labor and delivery? So, I really didn't prepare myself for labor and delivery, to be honest. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in September 12th. I'm gonna have a completely normal birth. I'm not gonna get the epidural, and I don't want the epidural, which the epidural did a lot for me, but it also messed me up. If you guys don't know, I have had hearing issues with this ear to where my ear will literally ring, and it'll ring for like 3 days, and then it'll stop, and then I can't hear shit out of it afterwards. And instead of only like my leg area being numb, my entire body was numb. Like, from my boobs all the way down was completely numb. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't even, like, it was nice to have a break from the contractions, but I wish it would have told me that it was going to make my boobs numb. Because let me tell you, when I latched my daughter on for the first time, ow. It does not make you numb when you breastfeed. Like, ouch. And that's another reason I had to quit breastfeeding, is because she has a hard suck. My daughter, when I latched her on my boob, she was like sucking like really hard, and it was scary. So I ended up having to start bottle feeding. But I ended up supplementing. I would breastfeed when she woke up in the morning. She would get 1 bottle of formula, but now she's just on formula and not breast milk. Question number 2 is, what was the most challenging part of your birth process for you? So the most challenging part of my birth process for me was, gosh, I don't even know, to be honest. There's some really challenging questions. I would honestly say the epidural hurt the worst. Because what was the most challenging part of your birth process for you? To be honest, the most challenging part of the birth process for me was the numbing shot for the epidural. I literally thought the numbing shot for the epidural was the epidural, until the anesthesiologist and the nurse, like, put the freaking needle in my spine, and I was like, you just put the needle in my spine, why are you putting another needle in my spine? And they're like, if you move, you're gonna get paralyzed. And I'm like, oh, great. Now you're putting a needle in my spine that can potentially paralyze me. Scary. I literally have had back issues ever since. My mom and I were talking, and she's like, did you have the epidural that goes in your back? And I'm like, yeah. And I've had issues ever since. And she's like, so many people are saying that who she's talked to have had kids. And me and my mom, like, we can both relate. And I'm telling any mamas now, I'm going to give you guys some advice after this. Because let me tell you, epidurals are no joke. How did you feel when you first held Janiyah in your arms? Emotional, to be honest. Holding my baby in my arms for the very first time was a heartwarming moment. You guys see so many pictures of me holding her in my arms for the first time, feeding her for the first time, hearing her cry for the first time, seeing her be so brave to get all of the blood things that she had to have done. She was a trooper. She was an angel during that time. She was so brave to do that. And she only cried a few times after birth. She really hardly ever cried, except for if she she really did cry a lot because she was a colicky baby, which, if you guys don't know what that means, she basically had colic after birth. And her pediatrician did confirm that at one point. She had colic, but she would outgrow it. So that was the hardest part, but the best part was to hear her cry, hear how much your baby weighs. Like, it's such a heartwarming moment because, and not only that, like, when I had her, they're like, you did amazing, you had a baby in like 12 minutes, oh my god, you did so good, we're so happy for you, congratulations, she's beautiful, he's handsome, whatever they say. And then, what advice would you give to expectant mothers about the birth process? Really, I have a list of this. So to any mommy who is about to give birth, definitely make sure that you are prepared. I would definitely say, pack comfy underwear. Okay, and I'm saying this because I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have packed comfy underwear. If you are not able to pack comfy enough underwear, the hospital does provide pads and mesh panties. So they will allow you to take home the mesh panties and the pads. If you are not able to get those things before you give birth, I highly recommend you use the ones from the hospital, because hospital pads are not as bad as people say they are, and mesh panties are not as bad as people say they are. Another thing is, pack over the amount of what you expected for you and baby, especially if your baby is going to come early, like my daughter did. I had no preemie clothes packed. When we left the hospital, she was in clothes that hardly fit her. But definitely fill baby's diaper bag with preemie, newborn, 0 to 3 months, and 3 months. So I did pack Janai's diaper bag a little overboard with clothes, diapers, wipes. Also, the hospital does provide you with clothes, or not clothes, but diapers and wipes, which they also give you a nose sucker. So that was really nice because I didn't buy her a nose sucker, so I just got one from the hospital. And that was amazing for when her little nose got stuffy. I could just quick suck it out and put the boogers on a napkin or a baby wipe. Which, also, make sure that you have enough newborn sleepers. And lesson learned, do not put your newborn in white. Because my daughter has a newborn sleeper that she literally shit through her diaper onto the sleeper. So, heck, tiny moms, don't pack any white clothes, please, unless you're taking family photos. And that is the advice. Also, make sure you have somebody holding your hand when you get the epidural, because expecting mamas, that one can hurt, let me tell you. But other than that, the epidural is completely worth it at the end, because otherwise you don't feel the pain. If you tear, you won't feel it down there. And you definitely will not feel baby's head coming out of you, but you will feel like you have to poop. And that's a sign that you're about ready to push. Ultrasound related questions. What was your reaction when you saw Jania's ultrasound pictures for the first time? So, the top question, what was your reaction when you saw Jania's ultrasound pictures for the first time? I immediately fell in love in a snap of a finger. I was like, oh my god, my baby girl, my baby, my baby is so beautiful, and etc. I was so in love with her the moment I literally seen her on that screen. I was like, this is my daughter. This is always going to be my daughter. So I literally fell in love with her the minute I seen her, even though I didn't know what sex she was. I said, and I also remember saying in one of the ultrasounds, which I think you can hear me say in one of the ultrasound videos, that's what I feel movie at night when I'm trying to sleep, because she was super active at night. How did you feel during the ultrasound process? It was weird because it was my second ultrasound that I had done ever in my lifetime. And so just being able to, like, know that my baby was, like, okay. But another thing that really bothered me is the ultrasound tech, the first ultrasound tech that I had, really never talked to us about our child. She was like, oh yeah, you can take pictures. And then she said at one point, here's baby. And she was like really rude about it. It's like, okay, is our daughter developing well? Is her lungs good? Her heart good? Is it all good? Is it all attached? Does she have all her fingers? Does she have all her toes? And she like literally barely talked to us, so we did switch OBGYNs. Were there any surprising or unexpected moments during the ultrasound? Yes and no. we really didn't want to find out the gender. We were just going to have her write it down, but John wanted to know the gender really bad, and we wanted a gender reveal. So we did end up just finding out the gender at my 20-week ultrasound. We just found out that it was a girl. We called my mom, we said it was a girl, and we were both shocked. We thought for sure the baby was a boy, and then we finally picked her name. But at this point, we were at a way better OBGYN that was not so far away from us. How did you share the ultrasound news with your loved ones? So basically, my mom, she would like, whenever I had an ultrasound, she'd be like, oh, how was your ultrasound? How did it go? How are you and baby doing? And I would just kind of like tell her, we're good, like baby's good, baby's growing, she's doing amazing. She's definitely doing what she needs to do. There was never anything unexpected, so that was really good, and I was really happy about that. And that's really all we shared together. Other than that, the rest of my family didn't know much about the pregnancy at all. What did you learn about Janai's development during the ultrasound? We did find out that she was growing faster than we thought. But they did say I was measuring pretty small, and they weren't worried about it. I did say in the beginning that they did have to do a emergency ultrasound at one point during my pregnancy towards the end of it, because they said I was measuring small and just wanted to check on baby, wanted to make sure baby was okay, so they did that and everything was fine. Baby was fine, baby was safe, she was healthy, she was still growing. And that's the only concern that they had at the end of my pregnancy. Other than that, that was the last time that I seen my OB before I gave birth. So, additional questions. How has motherhood changed you, and what have you learned about yourself? So, how has motherhood changed me? I have become more overly protective. I am even overly protective of my husband. And, like, somebody said something about my husband, I'm gonna be flat out honest with him. Like, if they're gonna say this, I don't want them, like, around our family. I don't want our family correlated with it. Like, he's even noticed that because I'm a mother, I am protective of him, and I am protective of our daughter. But I'm sorry, and, like, you can get mad at me if you want to, but I will protect my husband, and I will protect my daughter till there ain't no end. Like, that's my husband and my daughter. Like, those are my blood. And I will protect them tooth and nail till the end of my life. And what have you learned about yourself? I don't know why that was so hard to say. What have I learned about myself is I've literally learned to be happy with myself and love myself and be like, Kayla, you're blessed with this life, and you may have baby weight, but don't worry about it. Like, I've come to terms to literally love myself. I love myself for me. I love myself for who I am, and nobody's gonna bring me down. Like, I have found happiness in myself. I have found love in myself. I have found all of that in myself behind the walls of closed doors that I haven't spoken about. So, yes, motherhood did make me a lot more protective of my daughter and my husband, but it's also made me love my mama body. Next question. What are some of your favorite moments or memories with Janaya so far? Every part of motherhood is a memory. The day I gave birth, a memory. Just everything to do with my daughter, right down to seeing her grow up and